Right now on 10 News this morning, a suspected drunk driver knocks out power to more than 1,000 people. The crash happened as the CHP increases patrols this holiday weekend.
Victims of the hate-fueled attack identified. What we know about the men that stepped in to help.
It's Memorial Day weekend. More on the events to remember the people who died serving in the country's armed forces. 10 News this morning starts right now.
Live from the Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
Good morning. It is Sunday, May 28th. You're waking up to what's new. I'm Vanessa Van Hefty.
And I'm Robert Santos. Thanks for waking up with us here on this Sunday morning. We want to say welcome to the morning team. 10 News weather anchor Melissa Messia. Good morning, Mel.
Good morning, and what a great day to be here because it is going to be a beautiful day. I want to bring you outside here. The sun is officially up. A live look here from our downtown sky cam. Some low clouds, but not going to be a major issue. Definitely going to be a beautiful day to spend outdoors. Again, the sun rose at 5:43 this morning. Right now, our current conditions, 58 degrees. The wind's relatively calm as we get started with our weekend here. Our hour-by-hour forecast, our high is going to hit about 70 degrees around 2 o'clock this afternoon along the coast. Inland temperatures, you can see a little bit warmer as we get started with our afternoon there. Coming up in a few minutes, I will have your full weather forecast. For now, Robert, back to you.
Okay, Mel, hundreds of families lost power after a suspected drunk driver slammed into a power box at Rancho Penasquitos. SDG&E shut off power to countless businesses as well. The accident happened just after 5 yesterday. San Diego police say the 22-year-old driver was under the influence. They say the driver knocked over that power box.
Front of the car was completely smashed in, and it looked pretty much just completely wrecked.
More than 1,500 people lost power. They got their power back on by 9 o'clock, so that was about 4 hours. The suspect's car was towed away as SDG&E crews worked to fully restore the power through the night. The driver wasn't hurt, and police arrested the driver on the scene.
Law enforcement agencies all over the county have been doing DUI checkpoints for the holiday weekend. As of yesterday, CHP says they've already arrested 17 people in San Diego County. That is compared to 16 people same time last year. We're waiting to hear numbers from last night still. The search is on this morning for a driver who walked away from his car after hitting a woman who was crossing India Street downtown. The whole thing took place in Midtown just after 8:30 last night. The 61-year-old woman is now in serious condition. She has a pelvis injury. The driver reportedly left the scene, leaving his Infiniti SUV behind. That driver being described as a white male with a reddish goatee and red hair. He was last seen wearing a black shirt and a black jacket.
Some new information about the man who's facing domestic violence charges following a SWAT standoff in Bay Park. We first told you about the standoff yesterday on 10 News this morning. Now police have confirmed the man's name is Anthony Hernandez. A woman called police and said her boyfriend had a gun and fired a shot inside the home. Police got the woman and 2 children to safety. Hernandez barricaded himself inside the home for 5 hours before finally surrendering. Police say he threatened to shoot officers and commit suicide.
New information, police have identified the man accused of murdering 2 people in a hate-fueled attack on a Portland train. Police say Jeremy Christian yelled racial slurs at 2 young women who appeared to be Muslim, one of them wearing a hijab. Police now saying Christian is a known white supremacist. 2 men tried to jump in to stop him, and that's when they were attacked, both stabbed on the train. Christian is being held without bond this morning.
And the 2 victims of that attack have been identified. 53-year-old retired Sergeant Ricky Best on the left and 23-year-old Taliesin Meche on the right. Police say the suspect stabbed both of them on the train. Sergeant Best was a father of 4 who retired from the Army in 2012 after 23 years in the military. Meche was a graduate of Reed College in Oregon. One of the men died at the scene, the other died at the hospital. A third Good Samaritan, Micah Fletcher, was wounded in the attack. Yesterday, Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler hailed the 3 men as heroes for protecting the 2 Muslim passengers from what's being called racist violence.
New this morning, President Trump is calling his first foreign trip a home run, but he's also coming home to mounting questions over the Russia investigation and his son-in-law, Jared Kushner's secret communications. ABC's David Wright has more.
The president is just back from a trip he scores as an unqualified success.
I think we hit a home run no matter where we are.
Now that he's back, he has some tough questions to face. The FBI wants to know why Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, met in December with the Russian ambassador and retired Lieutenant General Mike Flynn. Sources familiar with the meetings tell ABC News that Kushner wanted to open a back channel on the U.S. response to Syria and other policy matters. But Kushner's contact with the Russians raised eyebrows because it came right after U.S. intelligence agencies accused Russia of meddling in the November election.
What manner of ignorance, chaos, hubris, suspicion, contempt would you have to think that doing this with the Russian ambassador was a good or an appropriate idea?
Law enforcement and intelligence sources tell ABC News the FBI wants to know whether his reaching out to the Russians was the result of inexperience or something more. That said, sources familiar with the Russia investigation say Kushner is not a target, but they do hope he can provide some insights. Trump's inner circle continues to dismiss the Russia investigation as a witch hunt. The president's son, Eric, was on Fox News last night.
I think they're going so extreme in so many cases. I think they're losing a lot of credibility, and I think that's really resonating with Americans.
Just a few days ago, Eric and his elder brother, Don Jr., who now run the Trump family businesses, met with GOP leaders for a 2-hour strategy session. Meanwhile, the White House now has some breathing room to reset the agenda. The House and Senate not in session this week, so it'll be some time before fired FBI Director James Comey gives his side of the story. The White House is also hoping to build on the momentum from the foreign trip.
A veteran missing in action for more than 50 years will finally be laid to rest. In 1965, Lieutenant Commander Frederick Crosby was flying in Vietnam when enemy forces shot him down. He's been listed as missing in action ever since. His daughter Deborah promised her grandma they'd find him. Well, she submitted her aunt's blood for DNA, and in 2015, Crosby's bones were found at the bottom of a pond, along with pieces of his uniform and wedding ring.
He's still in Vietnam. That was really a very painful situation. I'm so relieved that my dad's here.
And on Friday, he finally came home to San Diego. He will be laid to rest today at Fort Rosecrans Cemetery.
Happening today, 2 local nonprofits are helping veterans heal. The Boots to Roots 5K is kicking off at Rancho Bernardo Community Park, raising money for healing programs to help PTSD. 10 News reporter Jessica Chen live at the starting line. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning, Vanessa. Well, it's light out now, and in about 30 minutes, we are expecting to see some people arrive here to attend this event. Now, it'll be both a hike and a run. The trail run officially kicking off at 7:30 a.m. and the hike at 8 a.m. The event Boots to Roots 5K is aimed at benefiting veterans and healing programs. Warriors Live On program provides mental health therapy, yoga, acupuncture, and backpacking outdoor trips for veterans. Wave Academy, a nonprofit, is dedicated to healing veterans and their caregivers through warm water therapy. It is a family-friendly event, and everyone is welcome to attend at the Rancho Bernardo Community Park. About 300 people are expected to attend, and of course, it is a great reminder about what Memorial Day weekend is really about. At Rancho Bernardo, Jessica Chen, 10 News.
Weather8 certified San Diego's most accurate forecast. This is 10 News Pinpoint Weather.
Okay, 6:08. Yeah, we've got that sort of a mix of sun and clouds this morning to start.
Yeah, you hit it right on the money because some shots look clear, but this one here, yeah, you can definitely see the clouds. This is a live look here at our sky cam overlooking the San Diego Bay. So partly cloudy, some low clouds for some areas, but not going to be a major issue as we continue on with our Sunday. Right now, our current conditions to get started with your holiday here. Carlsbad, 55 degrees, still pretty chilly there in Oceanside. Poway, 48 degrees. Into the South Bay, you are in the lower 50s. Chula Vista, 54 degrees. So it is a cooler start to your morning compared to what we saw yesterday. You can see Palomar Martin, 10 degrees cooler. Same thing in Oceanside. La Jolla, just 2 degrees cooler there. All right, I want to bring you to our satellite radar. We showed you, yeah, we're dealing with some low clouds, but it's not as widespread as what we saw earlier. So it is going to make way for lots of sunshine if you are planning to spend the day outdoors. If you do want to head to an event to honor our heroes, Legacy Week at USS Midway. That's going to be happening today as well as tomorrow. So it is perfect temperatures and a great event here if you want to go ahead and honor Memorial Day weekend. I want to bring you right now to our forecast high. So it is going to be sunny there. Borrego Springs hitting 100 degrees, but it will be in the mid to upper 60s there along the coast. But like I mentioned, beautiful day for lunch if you want to head to the beach. You know, it's not going to be too hot out there, but perfect day if you want to bring the family. I want to bring you to our 7-day forecast here, so you can see we sit in the upper 60s, lower 70s along the coast. Inland, a lot more sunshine, and in our mountains, our deserts, like I mentioned, going to hit 100 degrees. But I know I'm going to spend the day outdoors, and I think it's a perfect day to do so.
It definitely, you know, plan a barbecue, right? An impromptu barbecue, even.
Yeah,
if
one of you guys can
plans,
cook for
right?
me.
Deal. Done and done. All right. 6:10 right now. A little boy thrown from a water slide. We'll show you the rest of this dramatic video of a day at the pool gone wrong.
Rattlesnake sightings increase in San Diego as the season hits its peak. Hear from one man who had a really close call.
New surveillance video of the Manchester bomber taken the night of the attack, where he was headed, that is helping police investigate. You can get breaking news as it happens anytime by following us on Twitter at 10 News. You're watching 10 News This Morning.
.13 right now. There's that Sunday beat to get us in the mood. 57 degrees right now, slightly cooler than it was 24 hours ago, and we see sunshine out there. Melissa Macia back in about 5 minutes to show us just how warm it'll get today.
Dramatic new video of a little boy being thrown off this water slide. This is at the park's opening. It was in Dublin, California on Saturday. The 10-year-old was thrown from the very base of this green slide. It's called the Emerald Plunge Water Slide. He ended up, thank goodness, being okay. Park personnel say medics treated him. All he had were scratches. That was it. The slide is now closed until the park can figure out exactly what went wrong there and how this happened.
Rock music has lost one of its biggest names. Greg Allman died yesterday at his home in Georgia. Allman and his brother Dwayne founded the legendary Allman Brothers Band, combining rock music and the blues. He had a number of health issues, but he ultimately died from complications with liver cancer. He was 69 years old.
Rattlesnake season is at its peak right now, and the deadly creatures are being spotted all over the county. We've shown you. 10 News anchor Lindsay Pena talked to one South Bay man who had a close call on a popular trail.
There's hella snakes in the sides.
Rice Canyon has been a hot spot for snake sightings in the last week. And not just any snakes, rattlesnakes.
See them slithering.
Jim Gersondi ran across these guys a few days ago during his morning walk. 2 big rattlers really close to the people on the trail.
I guess they were out there just sunning themselves.
Gersondi lives nearby and comes out here often. Luckily that morning, his little hiking buddy wasn't with him.
Maybe even more now so than before, and I kept the dog on the leash. We don't let him off the leash.
But the encounter reminded him to be extra careful. And that's what experts and even signs posted in this area make sure to remind people. Rattlesnakes usually avoid humans, but the venomous snakes strike about 8,000 people every year. Don't be one of them. When hiking, wear boots and pants. Stay on marked trails and always look for snakes hiding under rocks, sticks, or firewood. And perhaps most important to remember,
Just have to know that they're there.
Lindsay Pena.
We're in their neighborhood.
10 News.
Animal Services says it's responded to 546 rattlesnake calls in our county this year already. This time last year, it was only 436. We've posted what you can do in case you're bitten on our website. Check it out. It's at 10news.com.
Well, today is the last day that veterans, service members, and their families can adopt a pet for free. The nonprofit group Animals for Armed Forces is covering all pet adoption fees. The group says this is a way of helping service members for Memorial Day and putting animals into good homes. The shelters in San Diego, Helen Woodward Animal Center, and the San Diego Humane Society are all taking part. The County Animal Service will also microchip, vaccinate, spay, and neuter for free.
10 News looking ahead to some of the big events happening this week here in San Diego. On Monday, Fort Rosecrans will hold its annual Memorial Day service. The keynote speaker will be Vice Admiral Admiral Nora Tyson, commander of the Navy's 3rd Fleet. That service starts at 10 a.m. at the cemetery. On Wednesday, a huge day for SeaWorld. It will unveil its newest attractions, which will replace the park's Shamu killer whale show. The new orca encounter is said to be more educational, demonstrating the orca's natural behavior without all of the tricks. There's also a new submarine ride and a water park. And on Friday, the San Diego County Fair opening for the summer. This year's theme is Where the West is Fun, complete with new Western attractions like a secret speakeasy. Lauren Elania and Sundance Head are headlining the opening show in the grandstand. The fair runs June 2nd through July 4th, so this Friday.
Here it comes, right? Ready or not. Okay, 6:17 right now. Sunday, a long weekend for many. Melissa Messia tracking our forecast today.
Yeah, and it's shaping up to be a beautiful day. I want to bring you here across the county where we're using our different sky cams. So the sun is up. It rose at 5:43 this morning, and yeah, some areas experiencing some low clouds, but going to make way for lots of sunshine here for your day. Right now, our current conditions 58 along the coast, inland 54 degrees. Those winds relatively calm. Deserts 62 degrees. All right, you can see our forecast highs. The desert's going to hit those triple digits, but it's going to be pretty mild along the coast. 69 inland, a little bit warmer there at 76. The mountains will hit 80 degrees. But like I mentioned, lots of sunshine there, but it's not going to be too hot if you're planning to head to the beach today, or perhaps take a walk in the park. You can see by the afternoon, Robert and Vanessa, we will hit 70 degrees. Beautiful day.
Gorgeous. All right, SDG&E says scammers are up to a new trick. They're up to no good. What you need to know if you get the call.
Local beaches about to get a lot safer for the summer. The new program kicking off to protect surfers and swimmers. 6:18 is the time, and you're watching 10 News this morning. It's 6:21. The Southway Skycam. Look at that. You just could see the marine layer. That's over some areas, but then above all that is sunshine. A lot of places actually starting a lot clearer this morning. Melissa Messia coming up at the bottom of the hour with the forecast and how warm it's going to get on this Sunday. Breaking overnight now, a man knocked out and stabbed multiple times at a trolley station in San Ysidro. The man told police that 2 men came up to him and asked him for a cigarette. He says the next thing he knows, he was knocked out and noticed he had been stabbed. A random person took him to the hospital. His injuries are non-life threatening. Police are now looking for the suspects.
All right, on this Memorial Day, a powerful photo taken by a 10 News viewer, Norma Gonzalez. We love this picture. Her grandson, along with hundreds of other scouts, are honoring fallen heroes on this Memorial Day weekend.
It's once annually, and it's fun, and you get to show your respect to others. It's a great way to show your scout manners.
Hundreds of scouts placed American flags at every gravesite in Fort Rosecrans National Cemetery yesterday. Those celebrations continue through Monday.
In your Money Matters, and right now scammers pretending to be from SDG&E using some new tricks to separate you from your money. 10 News consumer reporter John Horn reveals how to see through their scam if you get the call.
This is a subdivision map that we're doing for a gentleman up in Valley Center.
Rudy Pacheco draws maps for a living, so paying attention to detail is a vital part of his job. And that skill may have just saved him from being scammed when a man pretending to be from SDG&E gave him a call.
I says, okay, what's up? He says, well, you haven't paid your bill and we're going to turn your electricity off.
The caller said he wanted $700 or else. He even made up a case number.
Started arguing with the guy because my wife pays bills religiously.
If the first person on the phone can't separate you from your money, they'll transfer you to their supervisor.
As he was talking, his name was Jason. This is the phone message pad I took.
With the original scam phone number, which Pacheco called during our interview.
Thanks for calling SDG&E.
It sounds just like the regular SDG&E line and even has a phone button menu to report outages. But here's the giveaway. It goes to an individual voicemail.
The party you are trying to reach is unavailable at this time.
Pacheco then called SDG&E directly. A representative told him, just as his wife would have it, that his account is current. I'm 10 News consumer reporter John Horn, and your money matters.
forwarded the number to SDG&E.
We sure did, and we also put information on 10news.com about the key things you should look out for if someone claims to be from the utility company.
Just look on your home page. All right, collectors will have a chance to snag a one-of-a-kind Civil War document on this Memorial Day. It's believed to be the only document with the signatures of President Abraham Lincoln and his fellow Union leaders. There it is. They signed it back in 1861 to help a private agency raise money to help sick and wounded Union troops. If you want it, well, it's going to cost you. The collection is trying to sell the document for $150,000. 10% of that will go to the Fisher House Foundation. It is helping military veterans and their families.
625, a toy collector is looking for a new place to live after being served an eviction notice. Look at this home. 73-year-old Nancy Duchovny's home is filled with thousands of toys. She collects everything from Muppets to dinosaurs and tigers everywhere. It covers her entire home. Not even the bathroom is off limits, and even the kitchen. But her landlord is evicting her after a surprise inspection last week, noting her collection is a fire hazard.
I'm devastated as far as I'm concerned. And no, I don't want to leave. I love this, and I don't bother anybody. I don't smoke. I don't cook. Okay, and I don't have a live animal that can knock over a lamp.
Nancy has lived here in her Jacksonville, Florida apartment for 12 years. She sends toys to charities across the globe. She says she doesn't understand why her hobby is an issue. Remember how I was saying the kitchen though? But then she doesn't cook, so I guess, yeah.
Her heart's in the right place, but I don't know how in the world she can dust all that.
I know.
That was my first thought.
It's pretty, I know, that's one thing, yeah, for sure.
Okay, 626, new information on the Manchester bomber. What new surveillance video shows that's helping police with their investigation.
More warfare may be coming from North Korea. The new images that suggest missile tests may be looming. 626, you're watching 10 News this morning.
Right now on 10 News this morning, a woman seriously hurt after being hit by a car. Police now looking for the driver, the thing he left behind that's helping them.
The president wraps up his big trip abroad, calling it a success. Also taking the time to make a promise to our servicemen and women.
It's Memorial Day weekend. More on the events to remember the people who died serving in the country's armed forces. 10 News this morning starts now.
Live from the Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
Hey, welcome back to you here on this Sunday morning. We're on top of all the major news to start your day. I'm Robert Santos.
And I'm Vanessa Van Hefty. Yes, thanks for tuning in. And you can see a live picture right now of the Coronado Bridge, and the sun's up.
Yeah, can see clear across there. Sun is looking good. The day's looking good. We want to say welcome to Melissa Macia, who's joining the Weekend Morning team. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning and great to be here. You know what the beautiful thing is? I love the sunrises.
Oh, they're nice.
Early in the morning. Yep. Yeah, and if you're waking up this right now on this early Sunday, I want to bring you outside. 6:30 on the dot. This is a live look here from our downtown sky cam. So some clouds there, but really not going to be a huge issue because it's going to make way for lots of sunshine throughout the day. Right now, your current conditions, 58 degrees. The wind's relatively calm, coming out of the north at 3 miles per hour. Our hour-by-hour forecast here along the coast, we will sit just underneath that 70-degree mark, but again, lots of sunshine. Inland definitely will be a little bit warmer, so always good to have that water with you. You can see right now 78 degrees. Coming up in our full forecast, I'll go ahead and bring you to your 7-day. For now, Robert, over to you.
Okay, Mel, thank you. Now to a developing story. A woman hit by a car, now in the hospital with a broken pelvis. Police are still searching for the driver. Police say the woman was crossing mid-block when she was hit by an Infiniti SUV last night. This happened on India Street between Washington Street and Winder Street in Mission Hills. The driver got out of his car and ran away, leaving the car behind. Witnesses describe him as a man with a short brown hair and a goatee. He was last seen wearing a black shirt and a jacket.
Police still searching for the gunman who shot a teenager just standing in her house. Investigators say a 19-year-old woman heard gunshots outside her home in Paradise Hills. It's just east of National City. She then realized she had been hit in the back. Paramedics took her to the hospital. She is expected to survive. But this morning, police are still looking for those two shooters in an older black car, possibly, they say, a Monte Carlo.
New information this morning. Police in Manchester, England have released new surveillance pictures of the suspected concert bomber taken the night of the attack. The pictures show Salman Abedi heading to an apartment in downtown Manchester. Investigators believe the apartment may be the place where he put together the bomb that was used. Abedi detonated the device after an Ariana Grande concert Monday night, killing 22 people.
New this morning, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has supervised the test of a new anti-aircraft weapons system. The Associated Press, not able to verify the authenticity of the images that you're looking at. A North Korean news agency reported this morning that Kim Jong-un has also ordered this new weapon system to be mass-produced and deployed throughout the country. The news agency reported that Kim Jong-un told its army commanding officers that the weapon system's efficiency has considerably improved compared to a year ago.
President Donald Trump is calling his first foreign trip a success. The president concluded his first trip abroad as commander-in-chief with a speech at the Sigonella Naval Air Station in Sicily yesterday. Speaking to members of the U.S. military, he had some good things to say about the 9-day tour.
I think we hit a home run no matter where we are. We're thrilled to be here right now, and we're getting on that very big plane. We're heading back to Washington and the United States.
And on this Memorial Day weekend, the president also took time to reaffirm his commitment to ramping up military spending and supporting men and women in the armed services. He returned home on Saturday night to questions from a reporter about the controversy surrounding his son-in-law, Jared Kushner. The president ignored the reporter, waved, and kept walking.
And new this morning, just within the last hour and a half, President Trump tweeting after his overseas trip. Now, he reiterated what he said, saying that the trip was a great success for America, hard work, but big results. He also sent out a series of other tweets regarding this topic about the leaks in the White House. He says, "It is my opinion that many of the leaks coming out of the White House are fabricated lies made up by the fake news media." So lots going on with President Trump as we get started with another week. Robert?
Okay, Melissa, and we do have some breaking news to report out of Mississippi. Police say 8 people are dead, including a deputy sheriff, after a shooting there. The suspect is in custody. We are working to get some more information, and we will update the story as soon as we do get more info.
Senator Kamala Harris will be in San Diego on Friday. She will be paying a visit to Navy personnel. She'll be learning about SEAL operations at Naval Base Coronado. She will also tour the USS Theodore Roosevelt at Naval Station San Diego.
Now happening today, a veteran missing in action for more than 50 years will finally be buried here in San Diego. 10 News military reporter Hannah Mullins went to Shelter Island to talk to the vet's daughter, who says times like these take her back to her childhood.
These somber sounds are supposed to bring closure, and these military honors are meant to bring peace.
Memories, those you just take, with you forever.
Like how Deborah Crosby's dad would put the top down and drive around San Diego. She was Daddy's little girl, and he was her hero. She was in first grade when her mom pulled her out of school.
And my mom took my brother and I into her bedroom and told us that my dad was killed in action and that he won't be coming home. But he was also listed MIA.
Even as an adult, not knowing made it more agonizing.
He's still in Vietnam. That was really a very painful situation.
In 1965, Lieutenant Commander Frederick Crosby was flying a recon mission when enemy forces shot him down. Deborah promised her grandma they'd find him and bring him home. She never gave up and submitted her aunt's blood for a DNA match. An elderly man told investigators he saw a plane crash into a pond.
It's like we're crying for the first time.
In 2015, they bailed the water out bucket by bucket. At the bottom, they found Crosby's bones, pieces of his uniform, and his wedding ring. On Friday, she touched his flag-draped casket and finally welcomed him home. A new memory. Just in time for Memorial Day, she'll say goodbye to her American hero.
I'm so relieved that my dad's here.
The somber sounds will play, and he'll receive the honors he earned so long ago.
Swimmers and surfers at one local beach are about to get a lot more protection this morning. The Carlsbad Fire Department just kicked off a new program. From now until Labor Day, there will be 2 full-time firefighters who are also lifeguards patrolling the north side of the beach. And as the summer begins, 4 part-time lifeguards will also be added. The lifeguards have been staying very busy these past few days, they tell us.
We've had a handful of rescues, we've had a couple of missing children, and we've had some lost children that couldn't find their parents, and we've been able to reunite both the parents and the children in all cases.
Well, great for those lifeguards. They will be on duty every day until Labor Day from 7:30 in the morning till 7:30 at night.
Well, we now know that the blue whale that washed ashore in Northern California was hit by a ship. Researchers performed a necropsy yesterday and say the young blue whale had broken ribs and a fractured vertebra. The whale washed up about 10 miles north of San Francisco on Friday. Researchers saying the whale can't be towed out to sea because of a nearby reef, so it will be left on the beach to decompose.
Happening today, 2 local nonprofits are helping veterans heal. The Boots to Roots 5K is kicking off at Rancho Bernardo Community Park, raising money for programs to help PTSD. 10 News reporter Jessica Chen live at the starting line there. Good morning.
Good morning, Vanessa. That's right. We're here on the field right now where this event starts and where they end. You can see crews are kind of putting their finishing touches to this event. But right now I'm joined by some of the organizers of this event. Good morning.
Good morning.
So kind of just give us a rundown of what we're going to be seeing today.
Sure. This is the Boots to Roots 5K. We're here to support veterans with post-traumatic stress and by providing alternative therapies for them to heal. I'm Elizabeth Berg, Executive Director of Wave Academy.
Eva Bellinger, Executive Director of Warriors Live On.
And this is a great way, to honor and remember what Memorial Day is actually really about.
That's correct. We're going to be having a moment of silence to remember our heroes, and we are also celebrating all the veterans that are that we still have here in San Diego community that we want to heal and have positive lives.
And so for those who are watching and are interested in attending, is it too late or can they still come by?
They can still come by. We have on-site registration, $35 for general and $25 for veterans.
All right, thank you so much. Again, this event kicks off at 7:30, and as you heard the organizers say, it's not too late, so you can still come back down or come down to attend this event. And again, it's a great way to remember what Memorial Day is about. In Rancho Bernardo, Jessica Chen, 10 News.
Jessica, thank you. Happening today, if you like all things strawberries, then you're going to want to head out to the 8th Annual Strawberry Festival. It's back in Vista today. There are going to be carnival rides, pie eating contests, a strawberry costume contest, and much more. I don't know why I always talk about strawberry. I could smell it.
Yes.
And it all kicks off with a strawberry 10K and 5K run at 6:45, so just moments away. Vista was once, in case you didn't know it, the strawberry capital of the world, and it still has several strawberry fields. Today's event will be held in downtown Vista and will go until 6 o'clock tonight.
Weather Rate certified San Diego's most accurate forecast. This is 10 News Pinpoint Weather.
We need to get in on that pie eating contest.
Could you imagine? Oh my gosh, that would be nice. I'm just smelling the strawberries.
I know, between the strawberries and it's also National Hamburger Day.
Oh my goodness, we're set.
I am so hungry right now. And you know what? Today is a great day if you want to go outdoors, eat breakfast or lunch, because we are going to see lots of sunshine. I was talking about those clouds, and we just got this viewer photo in. So a mix of sun and clouds there. This is a picture from Forest Ranch where you can see Black Mountain there in the background, but you can also see lots of sun. So it's going to be a gorgeous day for many of you who do have a long holiday weekend. It's still kind of cool though in some areas. Oceanside 48 degrees, Carlsbad 55, down in the South Bay, Imperial Beach 52 degrees, Chula Vista you are at 55. All right, we were talking about some of those low clouds, really not widespread. So right now it's relatively calm. We're not dealing with any major watches or warnings. And if you are looking for an event today to honor our heroes, why don't you head on over to the USS Midway. They have an event here today as well as tomorrow. So perfect conditions if you do want to go out there and pay your respects. We do also here want to show you our forecast high. So it is going to be mild, sunny there in the deserts. Borrego Springs hits 100 degrees. Oceanside, we can hit up to 68. The same thing we will be seeing in Carlsbad. Now moving on over here to our 7-day forecast along the coast. So a pretty good week. We just hit 70 as we hit later on in the week. Those overnight lows in the upper 50s, lower 60s. Inland it is going to be warmer, and then in the mountains and deserts I did mention those triple-digit temperatures. But you know, Memorial Day weekend, many people have the day off. Just a beautiful day to get outdoors. This is why we love living in San Diego.
What we live for here.
Not
Absolutely.
extreme at all. It's
No.
just comfortable. It's perfect timing. All right, thank you.
Dramatic new video of a kayaker attacked by a great white shark just off the California coast. Just incredible how he managed to escape without getting into more trouble.
The cost of living in San Diego, as we know, is high, especially downtown. But 10 News looks at some nice places you can actually live in for less than $1,000 a month. We have some new video here of a shark attack caught on cell phone camera. It's very shaky, but if you look closely, you can kind of tell what's going on here. The great white knocking a man off his kayak in the open ocean here. The shark even taking a bite out of the kayak. We'll go full here so you can see it completely. So this happened in Monterey. There you see the kayaker kind of waving, right? The shark circles the kayaker just moments after it knocked him off in the water. There you see a family in a sailboat actually trying to help the man until the Coast Guard arrived. The kayaker, there's it again. The kayaker, being an experienced diver, wrote that his instincts told him, don't splash and don't let your legs hang down. Yeah, so this incident coming just after warnings of more sharks lurking close to the California coast. But ooh, what a close call there.
And Robert, we are following breaking news out of Mississippi. Police saying up to 8 people are dead, including a deputy sheriff after a shooting. Now, the AP is reporting that this happened in 3 separate homes. I've been following our ABC affiliate in that area. They're reporting that this is a suspect here, Corey Godbold. Right now, he is in custody. As far as the motivation behind the shootings, that is something we still don't know. Of course, we are looking into getting more information. We will bring you that both on 10 News as well as 10news.com once we get that. Vanessa?
Thanks, Mel. In downtown San Diego, the cost of living is sky high, skyrocketing for many people. Affordable housing is almost impossible to find, especially nice affordable housing. But 10 News reporter Joe Little found some homes for under $1,000 a month that could go for a lot more.
I think we can all agree that San Diego is way too expensive and needs a lot more affordable housing. But I don't think anyone thought it would look like that.
We moved in April 1st.
Vicky Lozano can rest easy here.
The boxes are still packed.
It's easy because for the longest time,
we lived, month to month.
Vicky and her husband lost everything when the economy crashed a decade ago. It led to health problems for both of them. They live off disability and Social Security. That's it.
I have a new appreciation for all the people struggling out there.
Vicky would never look at a place like the brand new Atmosphere in downtown San Diego.
Beautiful 12-story high-rise.
An $80 million high-rise. Ken Souter worked on this building for 10 years. He's the CEO of Wakeland Housing and Development, a nonprofit that builds affordable housing. That's right. Atmosphere is an affordable housing high-rise. Rent for the 205 homes is between $525 and $1,250 a month. 51 of these apartments are reserved for people who were recently homeless. Wakeland got more than 700 applications from people who earn less than $48,000 a year.
That is a part of this job that I find very frustrating, is that you simply cannot meet all the need out there.
Souter says he wishes he could build homes for everyone. In the meantime, his biggest advice is to be diligent and get on wait lists now.
San Diego Housing Commission website, they have a lot of properties.
This is our kitchen.
Vicky was one of the lucky applicants.
What do you think they say when they see this building?
Well, we can't afford that.
In downtown San Diego,
it's a new lease on life.
Joe Little, 10 News.
Well, San Diego might be one of the most expensive places in the country to live, but that's not stopping more people from moving here. 15,700 people moved between 2015 to 2016, so many more. That's the 10th biggest increase in the country. It also keeps San Diego as the 8th most populated city in the country with just over 1.4 million people.
And Robert, I want to bring you to a Team 10 consumer alert. With the holiday weekend underway, a new report is out on pool safety. The Consumer Product Safety Commission said the number of fatal child drownings in swimming pools is down by about 17%, but there were still 346 fatal drownings in pools and spas. That was in 2014 for the kids under the age of 15. Now, the CPSC launched the Pool Safely Education campaign to bring awareness. They're reminding parents of constant supervision and, of course, knowing how to perform CPR, something always good to remember, Vanessa.
Especially this time of year, Mel. Thank you. Turning now to sports, Steven Strasburg says he became a Padre fan around the age of 4. And yesterday, the former Aztec had the Padres swinging and missing as he fanned a career-high 15 batters. The Padres have struck out 31 times in the last 2 games. As for Strasburg, he would mow his childhood team right down. 7 strikeouts through the first 3 innings. Clayton Richard pitched well. Bryce Harper, hard ground ball to first. Nationals shut out the Padres behind Steven Strasburg 3-0.
All right, 6:49 right now. It's shaping up to be a nice morning already. Look at that, Del Mar, the fairgrounds over there we're seeing. Sunshine already. Mel, it's going to warm up nicely and not too hot.
It is, yeah, and lots of sunshine here. I want to bring you all around the county. You can see our downtown camera, our inland camera, Poway. The sun is up, rose at 5:43 in the morning. Yeah, lots of sunshine. We had a mix of sun and clouds earlier this morning, but not going to be a huge problem as far as visibility is concerned. I want to bring you right now your current conditions. 58 along the coast, inland 55 degrees. The desert's there 64, mountains 59, winds relatively calm for your Sunday. It is also a great day to get outside. You can see the forecast here. It will be mild along the coast. The deserts will hit those triple-digit temperatures, but if you do want to get outside, here's your hour-by-hour forecast. Hey, Balboa Park, beautiful picture, and hey, that's maybe where I'll head today. You can see this afternoon, we will hit 70 degrees.
Next, we will get you caught up on the top stories of the morning. You're watching 10 News This Morning. Thanks for tuning in. And time now for the top stories of the morning.
Yeah, breaking overnight, a man knocked out and stabbed multiple times at a trolley station in San Ysidro. The man told police that 2 men came up to him and asked him for a cigarette. Then he was knocked out and noticed he had been stabbed. A random person took him to the hospital. His injuries are non-life threatening. Police are now looking for the suspects.
Hundreds of families lost power after a suspected drunk driver slammed into that power box in Rancho Penasquitos. The accident happened just after 5 yesterday. San Diego police say the 22-year-old driver was under the influence. More than 1,500 people lost power. It was back on by 9 p.m. that night.
The search is on this morning for a driver who walked away from his car after hitting a woman who was crossing the street. Police say the woman was crossing mid-block when she was hit by that Infiniti SUV last night. This happened on India Street between Washington Street and Winder Street there in Mission Hills. The driver got out of his car and ran away, leaving the car behind.
I'm 10 News reporter Jessica Chen in Rancho Bernardo, where people are beginning to arrive for today's event. The run officially kicking off at 7:30 a.m. and the hike at 8 a.m. The event, Boots to Roots 5K, is aimed at benefiting veterans and healing programs. Warriors Live On provides integrative mental health therapy, yoga, and acupuncture. Wave Academy, a nonprofit, is dedicated to healing veterans and their caregivers through warm water therapy. It's a family-friendly event, and everyone is welcome to attend at the Rancho Bernardo Community Park. Jessica Chen, 10 News.
And you see the sunshine there in Jessica's live shot. Lots of areas seeing sunshine. Still a mix of sun and clouds in some areas. This is a live look here from our downtown sky cam. Right now, your current conditions downtown, 60 degrees. The wind still relatively calm for your early Sunday morning. I want to bring you to our hour-by-hour forecast here along the coast. We'll be sitting just underneath that 70-degree mark. It will be warmer inland by the later afternoon. We will hit 78 degrees.
Okay, Good Morning America starting in just minutes. British Airways is trying to get back on track after a global computer outage canceled hundreds of flights, stranding thousands of passengers. Officials now learning what caused it.
And we want to let you know there will be no 10 News at 8 a.m. newscast today due to the Indy 500 that kicks off right here on ABC.
Yeah, and we want to take this moment to welcome Melissa Macia to the weekend morning team.
Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's nice to have you on board. I do want to say as well, though, before we go, I do have more news to share with you at home. I would like to let you know that I'll soon be leaving 10 News. Boy, it's hitting me now. After 8 years here, I have decided it's time for a new adventure. So I want to say thank you for letting me into your home every weekend morning and throughout the week when I reported on stories and brought you the forecast. Thank you for trusting me, and thank you for your support, not only while here at 10 News, but throughout my 15 years on the air in San Diego. Now, I'm still going to be on the air through Wednesday, but this will be my last weekend bringing the news to you along with Vanessa, my coworker and friend, and of course Melissa as well. You know, I've just decided it's time to take take some time to do some of the important, some things that are important to me right now. So, you know, I'm going to see you guys out in the community. I'll see you, many of you out in the community, because I plan to stay involved as always. So I think for now it's just farewell and take care. We'll bump into each other
and
again.
I know, like, we're all friends. I've known you for over 10 years.
I know.
And that friendship will continue. I'm still in denial about this.
I'm telling you, it really hasn't hit. Just a little bit, just this moment, but it'll hit later on, I think, once I start to walk away. Right?
Well, you're one of the best in the business, and you've been such a bright light here, and a big reason why we love coming to work every weekend.
You've made it easy to come in, let me tell you, so early in the morning. Okay, 6:57, once again, one last time. Take care. Make it a great week.